Welcome to Club Soda's Mindful Drinking Festival. We're online, global, and as always, absolutely free. Hi, I'm Drew, and I'm one of the co-founders of Club Soda.
And I'm Laura, the other co-founder of Club Soda. We help you change your drinking in ways that help you live well. So whether you're looking to cut down, stop for a bit, or quit, you can find what you need from podcasts and books and courses on joinclubsoda.com. This festival, we've brought you an amazing lineup from over 100 people from across the world.
And our programme this time really is global.
Every day starts down under with me, Sarah. As well as organising the festival in Australia, I spend my time looking for alcohol-free alternatives and tips for people who choose not to drink, but who still want to live a social, fun and adventurous life.
And I'll be wrapping up each day here in the States. I'm Amanda, your US festival host and coordinator, and I'm also a mindset coach who helps women change their relationship with alcohol so that they can start living their most authentic life.
Each day with a rolling programme of inspirational panels, conversations, social events, and opportunities to discover new low and low alcohol drinks.
So whether you want inspiration to change your drinking,
Or to connect with other people,
or you want to discover and enjoy a new low and no alcohol drink,
The Mindful Drinking Festival is for you.
cheers!
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 cheers.
Cheers. Hi, Matt.
Cheers. Hey, Robin. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Looking forward to sharing a few beers for lunch.
Yeah, definitely. Good timing for it. Sun's out.
Yeah, exactly. Say again?
The sun's out over here.
A little bit murky here actually, over in Amsterdam, but it's warm still at least.
Mm.
And I saw that you were running again this morning.
Yeah, out this
muddy.
morning. Yeah, first time in a while. So I'm actually I had to stop myself from opening these earlier because I was I'm absolutely gasping now.
It's just gone midday there, but not that it matters, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've got some great beers, haven't we, today?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be talking for a little while and doing some tastings, and we've got a few from Big Drop. We've got the Binary, Botanical. We've got one from Coast, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a good chat about alcohol-free beers, the industry a little bit more, and do some tasting. So yeah, really looking forward.
Do you think? Do you want to introduce yourself first? Let people know where you are and.
Yeah, exactly. So my name's Matt. So I run a Guilt-Free Pints, which is on the screen along the bottom, which is an Instagram account, basically just reviewing, and discussing all the alcohol-free beers that I can find and get hold of. So I'm based in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, as you can tell, originally from the UK. From London, and I moved here a couple of years ago, September 2017 actually, and a little bit of my background and sort of why I got into alcohol-free beers then I think is useful. And so I've had a heart condition since I was a little baby. I had an operation when I was 10 weeks old, and I've always known that I needed to have another operation a bit later on in life, when I was an adult, when I hit sort of 18. And that kept getting delayed because the first operation was so good, which is great news. About a year after moving to the Netherlands, we got the news after a checkup that the op would actually be needed. So I went under the knife September 18. So almost 2 years ago now, which is amazing. And afterwards, I was going to be on blood thinners and still am. So I had to cut out alcohol from my diet, which was a fairly substantial part of it. Looking back, I was pretty much a heavy drinker, and I've always loved beer. So I had to try and find a way to continue to drink, to coin your phrase, to keep drinking without drinking, right? So then I just started exploring the alcohol-free beers, and luckily for me, the timing has been amazing because it's just been. So that was kind of my way in, really. Do you want to just introduce yourself as well?
Sure. Yeah. So early 2019, I was training for a marathon, and just thought I'd have a break from alcohol, like a bit like you, it was big part of my life. I loved going to breweries and checking out new drinks, and yeah, all my friends are kind of into it as well. So yeah, it was a big part of my life, and but I'd never had a break from it. Like I'd always, it just been a huge thing for me. Well, not a huge thing, but like just an ever present thing.
Constant. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like sort of growing up with like my dad's a big real ale drinker, and it's just it's just something that you do. But yeah, so early 2019 was training for a marathon, had a bit of a break from the booze just to get the training going, and then went back to it after I think like 6 or 7 weeks. I went back to it after the break, and I just didn't enjoy it as much anymore. I just couldn't be bothered with the hangovers, and like one beer was making me go go crazy. And also in that period of the training, I was checking out all these non-alcoholic beers, and that was kind of replacing what I was drinking before. So yeah, then after I probably had a couple of weeks, had my brother's stag do where I probably had a few too many then, and then I just thought actually I remembered that time where I had the break, and I thought actually that was probably a better version of me, and I wasn't missing anything because I had all the AF beers as well. So yeah, then it's just gone on from there. Like similar to you, like doing the Instagram page, just sharing all the beers and stuff. Yeah, and then recently doing the subscription boxes as well. So we can talk about that later. That's me. Yeah. So I think almost a couple of years for you now. Then is it?
Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
So my last, let's call it my last session, was at one of my really amazing friends' weddings, actually, 1st of September, a couple of years ago, and yeah, that was my last session. I knew it at the time as well, so I did go overboard. And traveling back from the UK to the Netherlands the next day was real fun. But that was my last ever hangover.
But like we've discovered, like if you like the taste and you like the sort of the industry and the craft of it, then you're not missing anything by having the AF beers instead of the normal beers. It's pretty much the same thing.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Right? That's kind of a little bit about what we'll be talking about today, is about the development of the industry. I don't work in the industry, never have, but I've watched it keenly in terms of the last 2 years since I started on this journey, and the amount of options available across Europe, across the UK, across the world, really, now compared to a few years ago, it's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I think I said before, like we speak about it so regularly. Like we're always like messaging each other, like recommending new beers, like stuff that's not even been released. We're like messaging each other,
like Christmas, isn't it? Sometimes,
honestly, it's like the same. It's the same sort of chat that I was having with my friends when we would go to breweries and and when I was drinking. So not a lot has changed. And like, well, we met, didn't we? We had the opportunity. We've done a couple of things online, and then last November we met in Amsterdam. I came over, and again it was just like it was just us going for a drink down the pub. Like it wasn't any different, despite the fact that the beers we were drinking didn't have any alcohol in. So
and it's been a theme, hasn't it? I've watched quite a few sessions just over the last few days, and the running theme has been the normalization of AF beverages, and I think that's that's something that I'm trying to do. Well, not sort of actively, don't sort of speak out lots about it, or but I think the more it is spoken about and the more it's showcased in terms of the variety and the quality, etc., then they should just become a normal part of things, right? A normal part of socializing.
I think it's amazing what like Club Soda were doing, like with this weekend, and like we'll probably talk about it a bit, but like with the real life events that they've been doing, I've really enjoyed. And it's just normal. Like the festival, the idea of having a festival without any alcohol now is just normal. Well, no, maybe to us, but like it is becoming more and more normal. The fact that like the range of beers in the supermarket is so strong now, and you can go to little like bottle shops and the chances are they're going to have some sort of craft, like non-alcoholic beer. You're lucky with that shop you've got in Amsterdam, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I do count myself lucky. We'll come on to that in a bit, because I wanted to talk a little bit later about the bubble, and you know how you find yourself in that kind of echo chamber or bubble of like-minded people. But I feel like it is slowly bursting, especially in the beer scene. It would be a good thing to touch on a little bit later.
Cool.
Cool. So we got quite a few beers to get through, haven't we?
Yeah. Let's start, because otherwise we're going to run out.
Yeah, right. And so we've got a bit of a mix today. I think we got quite a few big drops to cover. I watched their session yesterday evening as well, which was great. Okay. With James and Matthew talking a little bit about what they've got going, and going global as well. I have cracked open the Pine Trail today. I don't know if you can see that on. There you go. That's a bit better. And this is great. They consider this one of their flagships, and essentially, I believe so. I believe it's their bestseller.
Oh wow!
I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna open the Citra.
Nice.
The Paradiso.
Love it.
While we're talking, because I am gasping. We were saying before, I went for a run this morning, and I'm absolutely gasping for one of these. It's been cold in the fridge. So cheers, man.
Yeah. Cheers.
So you say that's their sort of most popular beer, is it?
I believe so. Or at least sort of most widely available. It's got a real a hoppy beginning. So this is a pale ale. And you know, I don't know too much about definitions, right? If you're going to talk about pale ales, IPAs, double dry hops, and you know, you can look at it all. But I just get a real hoppy, crisp. This is so enjoyable. It's a little bit floral as well, a little bit sort of appley almost. Okay. But I think this is just incredibly palatable, just for anyone entering into AF beers. I just don't. I see no reason why anyone would be unhappy with this drink. And they've got, and you've got the Citra in cans as well. Cans, what an upgrade as well. So
I haven't had this in a while actually, and it is absolutely amazing. Like, I can't believe how good it is. It's I think
and that's the IPA, right?
Yeah. So I think it's what Chinook, Cascade, Simcoe, Citra, and Columbus. So it's absolutely rammed full of hops. And like it's amazing. Like we, you know, you wouldn't know it didn't have alcohol in it. It's this is amazing as well, because this is the one that's that they've been doing on draft quite regularly. So I think it's this one anyway. The Citra Big Drop.
I think it is. Yeah.
Which is just obviously not at the moment because with the pubs and stuff, but when it, I think it was probably early this year when maybe late last year, where they launched it, and it was available in all of the like brew house and kitchen, which is a chain, maybe about 20-25 pubs across the country, and they had it in all of them on draft, and it was just amazing. Like, it was amazing to be able to go into a pub with like loads of craft beer options, like a board with about 10 craft beer options, and one of them being, it didn't have a separate menu or anything, it was just on there, number 7 or whatever, said Big Drop Citra. And then we were going to a gig that evening, and there were 4 of us sat down, all drinking pints and all drinking this, and it's amazing.
And you just crack on, don't you, as well? You know, you just after a couple, you're not thinking consciously, I'm drinking alcohol free here, oh geez, because I'm driving later or something, you know.
Exactly. It's just the norm, really. Just and I think I don't know. I messaged one of the brew house, and they've still got it on. They're going to keep having it on after now they're reopening as well, which is brilliant.
That's good news.
I think it's on. They've got it on draft like across London and stuff as well. So it's exciting and it's so good. Like, I think it just it's been around for a while now, but I think they changed. I don't know, you watched the thing yesterday, but I think they changed their brewery, where they were brewing. So
well, their contract, right?
Go on.
Yeah, no, because they're contract brewers, so I believe that happened. I couldn't even give you a time. We'll have to check in on James and that fact check ourselves, right? But yeah, they did, and they definitely tweaked a couple. I know the craft lager had quite a retweak there.
Yeah, the lager now is it's so much better. I think personally, it's so much crisper. They're doing great things, and they're only going to get bigger. Like John did the Australian beers on Thursday night, or Thursday morning, and he was talking about how Big Drop are now brewing over there, like contract brewing out over there.
Up in Sweden as well.
In Canada as well, I think last year. So yeah, it's so exciting. Like, it's amazing to have this thing like that we've kind of known about for a couple of years. Now it's like you're seeing it everywhere, and it's like it's just it's amazing. And the beer's so good as well. Like,
but you need that, right? You need that, and I think that's it wouldn't be going the way it was if the beer was substandard.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, right, have you got the stout in front of you as well?
I've got the porter.
You got the porter. Should we go dark with the big drops? And then we'll
I'm just going to finish it.
Oh, you can. I'm going to end up with a line of sort of unfinished AF.
Right, I'm using one glass. I'm not fussy.
You're thirstier than I am, all right? You've earned all of these beers.
It's quite. I have loads of little bits at the end that I can finish up later. All right, so I go for the porter. So
and that's the
hazelnut porter.
Off piste, right? I love that.
I'm going to pour out less this time because this one is. I don't know. I made ice cream with it recently, so
you did. That looks incredible, dude.
I basically did it for Instagram, and then it turned out to be nice as well. So it was because it's so rich.
That's a great idea as well.
I mixed it in like just with a vanilla ice cream recipe. Mixed it in, and it was so good. But I'm drinking this one like at room temperature because like porters and stouts, I think, especially with like alcohol-free beers, I think they can be a little bit thin sometimes. And with the darker beers, I much prefer them like room temp. And I think like it's not for everyone. I think like I said about my dad and like cask ale and stuff. I think like I don't mind them not completely cold.
I dragged this one out the fridge a little bit earlier than the others, just to let us take the chill off a little bit as well. I still like my darks quite cold still, in fairness.
That's fair. I think I'm a bit old fashioned. I think I think like most of the days everything's in the fridge, isn't it? This is amazing. It's hazelnut porter, but it's almost quite chocolatey, I think, as well. It's you can taste the hazelnut, but you definitely get like a good chocolate on it as well.
Same here. They're not.
That's amazing, that beer. Yeah.
Oh, this is gorgeous. I love it. I could drink it all day long. I know what you mean. It's a little thinner. Don't expect a Guinness, right? Don't expect that complete creamy, sort of crazy unctuousness. But it ticks all the boxes for me. This one in terms of stout, you've got that little bit of coffee, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit nutty as well. Very satisfying beer after a meal, maybe just to top you up to the end of the precipice. But yeah, really, like, still very filling, really low calorie as well, like 90 odd calories per can, which is quite surprising.
This is 66.
Yeah, exactly. So
which is mad.
And gluten free.
It doesn't say on there. I don't know. It doesn't say on there.
This one is actually this.
Oh wow!
We've got a gluten free stout as well. So
Yeah, this one's got this has got the lactose in it as well. So
Yeah.
that's another thing, isn't it? Like, so some of the quite a lot of the beers, these not quite a lot, I don't know. You're seeing it more and more is like the beers that are using lactose to kind of bring out that body a bit.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's good when it works. Like with this, it really works. But like I've seen it in other beers like Punk AF, and like they use the lactose, but like I don't actually think it does much more to it. Like, don't know, like yeah, I'm not sure. It seems to be more and more common now that the brewers are putting the lactose in to bring the body out.
Yes, I have seen that more and more. You see it in a few NEPAs as well. Some of the New England IPAs, the no and lows. Right. So I think the next one, and this is actually brand new for me. I've not tried this before, so I'm really excited.
So this is like an honest reaction video.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you saw my face there. Like, this is really, really happily straight off the bat. So this is the binary Botanical 0.5.
Nice.
Did a little reading up before, and it's kind of billed as a table beer, and they have a 4% version as well. And supposed to be incredible paired with food. So I feel like I should have my lunch here as well, or something of the sort, or some snacks. Yeah, we could have had a sit-down meal or something. But yeah, so I'm going to pour this one out. You've tried this one before, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a shock coming after the heavy dark beers.
Yeah.
Because it's very different. I tried it at the Mindful Drinking Festival in January, and that they were there, and they were very sort of honest and open about what it is they're doing, and they are trying to make something which is different. You know, like don't go into it expecting like a beer, like a traditional sort of beer. It's different.
Wine. It's wine beer. This is really it's grapey, right? It's really it's really interesting.
I think that's what they said at the Mindful Drinking Festival, is that they're trying to make something which, like you said, that can go with food. That like when you're sat down for a meal, you don't always want a beer, but you want something, but you don't want wine. So you want something that's in between. And I've seen their alcohol version. They do it in like the 660 ml bottles as well. Which is a cool idea. Like then it's like it does become more like a sharing table beer.
Yeah, exactly.
But like it's tangy, isn't it? It's fresh.
I'll tell you what. I was a little nervous actually, completely unfounded. This is really nice. I'm a little bit knocked off. We've done it after the stout, but yeah, wow, that's really winey. A lot more winey than I thought, but it's not kind of overpowering.
No, it's still
great in there.
The hops are sort of, they kind of bring it back a bit.
I could drink a lot of that actually. I can see why it'd be good with food. It's not too sweet.
No, it's not. Yeah, no. It's I think it's a good concept, and it seemed to be popular at the Mindful Drinking Festival. And I think they're one of these they're brewers that they're just focused on doing this. Like from what I saw, they do the alcohol version, they do the alcohol-free version, and that's it. So like if you, a bit like Lucky's saying, if you channel all your effort into doing one thing really well, and you've got an idea of what it is you want to produce, then they're doing well with it. So,
and champion one thing well, right?
Exactly.
It's a good way to get moving. I'm really enjoying this. I've got to be honest. I've not tried anything like it. I would highly recommend trying this one, especially because how are you with AF wines? I haven't really dabbled myself.
I've not really. I just have a water or something. If I'm eating, like have a beer, and I'm not that fussed. I've tried a bit. Like it's quite nice when people buy it. Buy it if we go and visit places. But I'm not that fussed about it. But this I would drink. Like this,
I would seek this one out. Yeah, I would seek this one out, and I'd be pretty happy if I saw this on a menu as well. if I spotted this, I'd definitely order it.
In a nice restaurant, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed this. There's definitely a fair amount of apple in there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Not for me, for my novice palate. But yeah, I really enjoyed it actually. I'll tell you what, my mum will enjoy this one as well. I think she's tried a few alcohol-free wines and not particularly happy with them. But I know there's been some showcased over this weekend as well, so I'm going to have to look back and make those recommendations over to her as well.
The one I had recently is the Naughty, I think it's called. I don't know whether they're involved in the festival or not, but that's a really good, like, I think it's sparkling wine, like almost like prosecco, like, and that was really good. That's one that I've had that I've really liked. But like, as far as like supermarket stuff, I haven't really come across anything. But like, we're not here to talk about how much we don't like wine. We're here to talk about how much we love it.
We love it, yeah. Yeah. I think this is great. I'd love to get hold of the bigger bottles. I think that'd be a really nice thing to have on the table as well. It's a lovely idea.
I think at the moment, I don't know whether they do the big ones for the alcohol-free one. I know I've seen it for the like the alcohol version, but like they should definitely do that. I think.
Well, they're on this afternoon, right? I think they have a session this afternoon. So
there you go.
We'll get on the comment. We'll do some lobbying.
Anything new that you can. Like, they've already produced like a very new original liquid, like to then like make it into something which is like a bigger size bottle, like that'd be cool. Like there aren't any big bottle table beers available at the moment for alcohol free, as far as I know. So like, yeah, give it a go. If they've already got the bottles there.
That's true. Yeah, different label. Yeah, there you go. Right, what do we have next up? I'm just surrounded by alcohol-free beers here. I need to check which one's cold. So next up's an exciting one. You and I have spoken about this one a lot in its before it came out. But so next up's the Coast Double Dry Hop IPA. Yeah, you can see the smiles on our faces, right? So this is a lovely beer.
Yeah, this one it's really new, isn't it? Well, relatively new, I think.
When was this out? Not more than 6 months. Yeah, a couple of months.
End of May, I think.
Yeah,
I think when I spoke to James at Coast, I think for the beer festival thing, I think he said, I don't think they were out then, and that was, I think he said like, oh, we've got something really exciting coming, and yeah, then they released. So yeah, it's Coast. They're based in Scotland, and but they brew in Belgium, and they brew at the
Proefbrouwerij. Yeah, so it's the testing or trying brewery.
Yeah, the place where they brew Mikkeller, and I think there's a few other alcohol-free beers that are being brewed out from there. And yeah, so they released this double dry hop IPA, and then they also released the IPA as well. So you could get both, and you could kind of taste them side by side, which was like, it's pretty, like, aside from sort of the stuff that Big Drop do, as far as like, you know, their big releases and stuff, like there's not much else in the alcohol-free world which had this sort of impact. I don't think, like, to have two beers released at the same time, and it was just interesting and quite innovative, and the beer is incredible, isn't it?
It is. It's so I make no I don't shy away from being really positive about this one. I think it's probably the best 0.0 like sort of true alcohol-free option on the market. And obviously, so, you know, alcohol-free and the definition is obviously varying across countries and whatnot, but to get this kind of flavor into a 0.0 is pretty special. I think I remember James saying on your session, we're all about the hops. I think it was in response to a question whether or not they were going to go for something a bit darker. It's like, well, we're just all about the hops, and I love that. Just unapologetically flying through, just really experimental, working with some really impressive guys over. So the pro, I'm going to get told off for pronouncing it wrong, but the Pro Brouwerij in Belgium is like a R&D sort of hub. And they have lots and lots of huge brands making their AF beers over there as well. So they're kind of I don't know, I'd say AF contracts, but they also make hundreds of other beers as well. But yeah, they seem to be fantastic at making an incredibly good alcohol-free beer. They've just nailed it, and they've got some great things going on there.
Definitely. So this is like the double dry hop. I think. So it's quite a common style of beer in the alcohol world. And then I think earlier this year, sort of May, June time, Big Drop released double dry hop, and then so did Coast as well. And that was the first time that we'd really seen it in the UK anyway. That sort of style had been brought to alcohol-free beer. And it's just amazing, like the body, the hops, the fruitiness of it. It's just amazing. I think
I could drink it all. I could drink it all day long. Honestly, really, really good. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'd love to be able to get them. Actually, I've just made an order. So I hope to get those in soon. But it's one of the things I look at over with great envy when I see sort of some of the new UK beers released. And I know you do as well. And we're always sort of talking about what we can and can't get hold of because we're in different countries. But I think it's kind of opened up and like spurred each other on to try and sort of try what's out there as well. And this one I would recommend for everyone. And they've got a single hop series coming out. Have you seen? So really experimenting with single hop IPAs, and I cannot wait to try those. So I know that they've just started emerging with some posts on social media. Really excited about that.
Yeah, so this one's Simcoe Citra Mosaic hops,
which is classic, right? Pretty classic IPA. Combo. Very happy with this one.
Have you had the IPA as well?
I have. So good one. I tried them next to each other. I was having a good chat with the guys over at Coast whilst I was drinking, and they said try them next to each other, and I did. They're both quite similar. I think so. This one's obviously got double the hops, and it's just a little bit more spicier, a bit more of a punch in it. I think a little bit more bitter as well. But I think they are quite similar. I'd be equally happy drinking them both.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I found the IPA to be a little bit sort of softer, a little bit more like sort of like softer, pillowy. I guess like a bit more. And then this one, like you say, it's got a bit more of that punch. But like either way, I love them both. It's great. And so they started out maybe not even a couple of years ago, and they did two beers, a farmhouse ale, I think, and then what was the other one they did? I can't remember.
It was a hazy. Oh, I've got the farmhouse here actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was funky, very funky. Oh, I've got the IPA as well. There's the IPA. Similar look, but yeah.
And then they went on, and then from there they did so they were kind of their staple beers, those two, which then like got quite a bit of attention and people seemed to like it. You could pick it up in the supermarkets, I think, for a bit as well. So they kind of got the name out there, and then they did like a sort of limited edition pale, which was amazing as well. Where I think that they did a sort of supporting Extinction Rebellion. Limited thing, and that was amazing, and that was kind of like the thing where you go, oh, they're onto something here. Like the original two were good, but this is like, it's like taking it to a next level. and then they did these two. So who knows what's next?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot coming, that's for sure. A lot coming, and it's all very palatable stuff, right? I mean, and I think it's palatable, it's drinkable, but also it's pushing the boundaries a bit more experimental. But still, I just find it all incredibly drinkable. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming out from the Coast guys. I'm very excited for their single hop series in particular.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Right, so we're going to push ahead a little bit because I wanted to talk a little bit about macro, and we've got I mean, I'm sitting here in Amsterdam, right? So it wouldn't be right of me not to talk a little bit about Heineken. So I know you haven't got one over there, but I think it's a good start to kind of discuss a little bit about sort of macro and what the big breweries are doing as well, because we're so into our craft beers, and I know so many people are, and it's a great trend and it's wonderful, but the big breweries are doing their part as well, and we see so many really good options coming out now. Yeah, we've had great chats in the past about what options are available to us. And so this one, and I was having a look through, right, just so if you're not familiar with the Heineken 0.0, which I'm sure everyone is by now.
I think the cans. I don't think we have the cans over here. I think it's mainly
do you
bottles.
Not?
Yeah.
Oh well, you got to have some perks, right? But I mean, this is my favorite macro, I would have said, and I think a lot of people frown, but actually, if we have an option, which we do have, the Heineken 0.0 in most cafes, if not all, here. And I'm never going to turn my nose up at it. It's just great to have the option, and yeah, it's a very tasty option. I think it's pretty simple. But it does everything that it says on the can. It's a Heineken without any alcohol.
I think we've spoken before a bit, like you say, about not just Heineken, but about the other big brewers that are doing it. And Laura was saying just before we came on about how Stella have got one now as well, which is mad. And so it's literally pretty much every big name you can think of is doing it. And I guess like there is an argument for that they're taking up the space of independent craft breweries who are doing better beers or whatever. But for me, I think like you say, we are so in that world of like craft, like a lot of craft stuff. But actually, I think that the fact that there's big brewers doing it, that's for some people that's their first entry into alcohol-free beer, and that might then bring them onto a whole journey of alcohol-free beer, which they wouldn't necessarily have had if they hadn't have had that first Heineken or that first Beck's Blue or that Carlsberg or whatever it is. It opens your world, because then you realize, oh, if I can have a couple of Heinekens on a Tuesday night instead of a higher percentage beer, then like what else is out there? So yeah, like I'm a big I like the fact that they exist. I think that like it'd be better if there was less and that independents had more space, especially in pubs. But like they serve a purpose, and like for a lot of people it has been like their way of staying sober as well. Like it's very quick to slag off like Beck's Blue, but then like there's people that probably haven't had a drink in 15 years that rely on Beck's Blue. So it's funny.
It'll come in time, won't it, when we start to see more variety in pubs, bars, restaurants, etc.
Definitely, and it's interesting. I think like we spoke about like the bubble that we're in. Like it's easy to like you see a lot of negativity towards these big ones, but like the Heineken's great, and like would I'd rather have a Coast, but like if the Heineken's the only option, brilliant. fine.
I drink these. I drink these a lot of the time. We've always got some in the cupboard or in the fridge, and they're just nice, easy to reach to, and just grab a quick beer. You know, and I just think they're very accessible. Like you said, I think they're a way in to for people as well. So also because they're so readily available in bars. I found one actually in Sydney when I went in January. It cost an arm and a leg, but they're exported all over the world now, and you know, I think nearly 60 countries where Heineken Zero's available, which is great, right? And I think it's just providing that sort of entry point for people.
Absolutely, and like the price of it as well, like
Point,
works for people. Like not everyone can afford to buy the expensive beers, and I think it helps people, and that's it is what it is. They really ramped up their sort of like their promotion and stuff. You seen it all over the football, and I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger. And it's good for the industry as well, I guess. Like the more they push it, the more other people are going to be open to
as long as the quality is good. As long as the quality is good, I find and that's sort of where for me you've got to make sure that it's a good product still. It's not just multi sugar, you know, a wort, you know, pre-beer, and you know, as long as it's still sort of giving alcohol-free beer a good name in that it speaks for itself as a product, then I'm happy. Yeah.
Nice. I agree.
Right, I know.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say we've got a couple of left fielders, right? A couple of
I've got.
Our own pick.
We're going to do a surprise one each, aren't we? So should we just open them at the same time, and we can just chat about them as we go?
Let's do that. Yeah. What do you have?
I've got this. It's called Swan Free, and it is brewed by Bowness Brewing.
Okay.
And this is brewed in the Lake District. It's just a session IPA. But it's 500ml bottle, which is cool. Like it would look great in a pub. I had this Mark, our friend Mark. He went on a holiday there to the Lake District and brought it back for me to try. And again, I'm having this at room temperature as well, which like for an IPA is maybe not the best, but I think like with a lot of the like sort of traditional, like this is their first venture into alcohol-free beer, and I just feel like when it's a little bit warmer, it just tastes better. Like it brings out more of the flavor. Having it in the fridge, like for like the really hoppy like IPAs and stuff, you want them cold, but this one just tastes better a little bit warmer. It's great. So I got it as a gift, and then I went to the Lake District last week, and I brought back loads with me. So they're going to be out and about in the UK soon through my club. So that's cool, and it's really nice. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're adding it to the subscription as well.
It's going to be on the September box.
Oh, nice.
And they're not going to. It's only available in the Lake District, so
very cool.
Unless you go on holiday there, it'll be the only opportunity to have it.
Super.
And it's got a really good head on it. It's just really like it is. It says on the bottle it's a session IPA. That's exactly what it is. It's 500ml bottle, and you easily sink it in an afternoon.
Right, I have got.
What have you gone for?
I've gone for the Playground by vandeStreek Brewery.
Nice.
So vandeStreek are based in Utrecht here in the Netherlands, and this was actually it's actually available all over the shop now. So I know some distributors are taking it over to Australia, It's available all over Europe. You've got it in the UK as well. I'm not sure
yeah.
if it's out and about, but this now is finding itself into more and more bars and restaurants here, particularly in Amsterdam. It's incredible. So it's an IPA. I think in a blind taste, a lot of drinkers just would not pick it out as an alcohol-free option.
No
It's quite a strong flavour. It's got a really it's got a real hearty kick of hops, but actually it's strong in everything, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I like you say, it's been available over here for a while. I think actually what I was saying before about when I had that brief period of not drinking, and yeah, that was one of the ones where I was like, okay, I don't need to drink normal beer. Like, this tastes like a proper, like a proper beer, and it's amazing. Yeah,
they've just started putting it into cans as well. Well, a little while ago actually, but finding it more and more.
I was over the moon when I visited Amsterdam the first time. Like the first time I was alcohol free, like not drinking, was I think it was like May last year, and they just brought out the cans, and I had no idea, and it blew my mind.
Love that.
And they've got a couple of other non-alcoholic beers as well, haven't they? As well,
they do. They've got a sort of sour fruity. I think it's called Fruit Machine, and they've got a bock actually, which is sort of dark, quite a sort of sweet, almost caramelly type style, and so yeah, those are good. I can't get away from this one. Like it really is my go-to. And we have it in our sort of it's called Albert Heijn. It's just the Sainsbury's local of sort of the Netherlands really. And yeah, it's super. And it's again, I think, and the reason why I picked it sort of as my pick for today is a little bit the opposite for you, is that it is readily available now. And I think it's a really perfect example of what we were talking about earlier, is that if you can get some of these quality craft ones made and distributed far and wide, people are going to want them and then ask for them, you know. And if there's a demand for these types of beers, then I think that we're going to see them in more and more places. I think that's what's such a good thing about it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the quality is so good, like you said before. It's like, yeah, it's amazing. Like that, like you said, you could give it to someone as an IPA and they'd happily drink it. They wouldn't even know.
Definitely. Yeah.
I went when I actually, it was when I came to see you. I went via is it Utrecht? Is that where you said they're based?
Yeah.
And so I had it on my plan. I was gonna run from Utrecht station, like where I was staying, to the brewery. And I was like, I can't wait. I'm gonna, like, even just a can or a bottle, like sit down, because they've got a little bar there. Sit down and crack it open in one of the glasses. I've seen you got the glass there as well.
Yeah, I had to do it. Yeah. And
I got there. I ran there. I think it's about 5 miles, 6 miles. Got there. Absolutely couldn't wait. The shutters were open, and it was closed. The bar was shut. Like, they only opened up later on in the evening. So I was gutted I missed that. But yeah, like the beer's so good.
It is, and yeah. So I think that was why I had to throw it in. I had to. Yeah. Hey, I'm surrounded by all these beers now that I've got half drunken, half finished beers that I'm going to have to crack on with. I'll tell you what though, if there was alcohol in them, then I think I'd have to have a bit of an afternoon nap now. But we can just crack on with our day now, right? That's
exactly.
That's the best thing about it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think especially after a run, like, or after some exercise, like, this stuff's just perfect, because you don't get that. You don't get that drowsiness. It actually keeps you more, gets you more sort of refreshed and ready for the day. I feel a lot better now than I did an hour ago when I was struggling to walk.
Yeah, you're hydrated now, right? You're hydrated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What would be your pick of these then? What would you go to? What would be
You know what? I've enjoyed all of them in their own right. I think the binary I'm well chuffed with, actually. I've got to be honest. I'm gonna have to try and get hold of a few of those. I only have one bottle, but the double dry hop as well. It's difficult to choose, Robin. What about you?
If I was going to have another one now, I'd probably go for the Citra, the Big Drop Citra.
Yeah.
I think I was really blown away by that. Like I say, it's been a while since I had that. So yeah, it's amazing. I can't wait to. I've got another one waiting in the fridge. So
excellent, properly refrigerated.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, cheers, Matt.
Yeah, well, it's been great chatting with you. I think I think the craft industry, the AF beer industry as a whole, is just going forward, right? I just hope it never ends.
Definitely, and if people are interested in like finding out more, then our handle things for Instagram and Twitter and stuff are on the bottom. So if you want to have your feed just full of pictures of beer that doesn't have any alcohol in, then
join in.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, Robin, speak to you again soon, and thank you very much.
Cheers, man.
Cool. All right. Cheers.